Well, I'm waiting. Show me the evidence. And that I abused my daughter.
And so somebody decides to abuse an animal, they have it on camera, and they show what happened, and you have to then live with those consequences, well, that's on you. But you don't then go and attack someone else for exposing them when they showed you exactly what they're doing, with visual evidence.
You talk about daddy, but have you abused your wife? You have a housing order for your daughter.
Coach Greg, in today's video, a very sensitive subject, having a hard time making this video. Aioli was exposed for having beaten up a cat and a defenseless animal. It was disgusting, horrendous. Not gonna show the video. Don't want you guys to have to see this. It's absolutely terrifying. And so after Lee Priest exposed this, the Young LA decided to let this athlete go. We don't want the optics. We don't want to support someone that would do such a thing. And so remember, you probably all know that Coach Greg is an animal lover, had so many animals living with me in the past. You might have seen Gertie, the Sphinx cats, baby Nikki, and so on. And so imagine how much it's like to be me. If perhaps you're an animal lover out there, you don't want to see this. And so imagine knowing that someone is abusing an animal, someone who's very innocent. There's certain things that you can look past in life, certain things that people do. Perhaps they're Andrew Huberman dating 5 girls at the same time, whatever. You may hate him for that, or you may not. And for example, does anyone think it's okay to abuse a cat or any animal for that matter? And so Lee Priest, he had enough. He made a video about it. Only after making this video, several, in fact, thousands of Aioli fans, they decided, oh, we're going to make a rumor about Lee Priest. We're going to try to tear his image down. And wait till you find out what they're saying.
Well, I'm waiting. Show me the evidence. And that I abused my daughter.
And so they're saying that he beat his daughter and his wife, making up lies, bold-faced lies with no proof, absolutely none. And so Lee Priest is saying, all you guys down there with the carrot top hair saying this and that about me, where's the evidence? Where's the proof? And so I can relate. People have made so many lies about Coach Greg in my past, so I totally understand what it's like that Lee Priest is going through. And so in today's society with cancel culture, people think that just because you say something that they have to cancel you. And so when you speak the truth, you say something that's truth. He showed the video. It's not him making shit up. He's not spreading a lie about Aioli. There's visual evidence. And Young LA dropped him. And so just because people are butthurt that their favorite superstar, the best looking guy they could imagine, their hero, they found out that he lost his sponsorship. And so they're trying to take Lee Priest down. A man who, like me, speaks his mind, says what he thinks, isn't afraid to ruffle any feathers.
Lee Priest exposed a Young LA clothing brand sponsored athlete from Mexico with 1.5 million followers on Instagram.
When you have 1.5 million followers, there's going to be thousands of followers out there that don't care what you do. They don't care that he beat an animal because perhaps they themselves would do that. And so they're mad, they're upset that Lee Priest exposed him. When he exposed himself, he had the video. Imagine doing this and not only doing it, but videotaping it. Think about it.
And exposed them for beating the shit out of a cat, punching the cat, choking the cat, throwing him, kicking him, feeding the cat pre-workout.
And so think of it, there were dozens of videos showing what he did to the cat. Dozens. Video evidence. And so some people are lucky that people don't expose them. There are, I'm sure, thousands of people out there who are abusing their animals and are simply not getting caught. And so what happens in this case is because there's video evidence, the guy got exposed. He lost his Young LA sponsorship. But just because you're a fan of Aioli, you don't go and attack the guy who showed what he did. Lee Priest did not abuse the animal. It was Aioli. And so why are you making up false lies, rumors about Lee Priest?
They started going to the post that I put up on Instagram, I'm going to show it on screen, with Lee Priest, and started spamming comments saying that Lee Priest beat the shit out of his wife and his kid. How dare he throw stones at this guy for beating up a cat, right?
And so imagine, it reminds me of Order 66 back in the day. Somebody who's very famous goes and said, hey, all of you guys go and spam this person, attack this person, say some lies, get them canceled. You cannot cancel people for doing nothing wrong. Lee Priest did nothing wrong. And so to make up a lie, imagine what kind of integrity that you have. to make up a bold-faced lie about what somebody did just because you don't like that your favorite superstar, good-looking guy with the curly hair, that somehow he lost his sponsorship, which is his own fault.
It's a complete lie about Lee Priest being spread all over the internet.
Well, come on, you young Mexican with the broccoli hair, or yous that suck on daddy's cock.
And so Lee Priest, he's not taking kindly to this. All you guys that doing this, stop sucking on your whatever and doing this with whoever and man up. Prove it. If you just make up some bullshit story and you have no evidence to support it, then what kind of person are you? And if you're somebody that just reads a comment and assumes it's true with no evidence, then how stupid are you? Think about it. Somebody says that you're doing this. You abuse certain people. You abuse certain animals with no evidence to back it up. Would you want that on yourself? Imagine if somebody just said something about you, called you a name, said you're this or that or whatever, and you know it's not true, and then other people read that comment and they start saying it too. Happens to all of us. It's cyberbullying and it needs to stop.
I've seen a lot of things in this fitness industry, right? A lot of things. But to see thousands and thousands of people sticking up for somebody who did this to an animal. Animals that we all love.
If so, somebody decides to abuse an animal, they have it on camera and they show what happened and you have to then live with those consequences, well, that's on you. But you don't then go and attack someone else for exposing them when they showed you exactly what they're doing. With visual evidence.
You talk about daddy, but have you abused your wife? You have a housing order for your daughter, and you want to ruin the life of someone who has good genetics to be a bodybuilder and have a good future. How does your ex-wife read this? It's okay. And what did you do to your ex-wife? What about your wife and kids?
And so let's just take a minute to understand this. Are they defending AIOLI's actions because they think someone else did something worse? Just because somebody else did something worse doesn't excuse what you did. And so no matter what Lee Priest did or didn't do, and remember, they're making this shit up. He didn't do any of this. Even if he did, it's still wrong. AIOLI should still lose his sponsorship.
What happened, gringo? You don't like people mistreating cats? Do you prefer mistreating women? They're justifying this kid beating the shit out of a cat on camera, right?
And so imagine justifying it. Saying, oh, you did worse. You did this to your kid, to your wife, making up a lie, all to justify that they like AIOLI and they should just let him go. Oh, he has amazing genetics. Look at his physique. Probably not natural. Oh, he should be given a pass. Really?
And this is what Lee Priest said. This is so funny. Best my ex almost out her in heaven, LOL, and my daughter. Since my ex and my daughter, who I talk to regularly, find this funny, please, I've asked them to show these lawsuits, etc., my arrest.
And so Lee Priest, his daughter, his wife, they're all waiting for these allegations to come out. If you're saying that this is true, well, show us how it's true. Ask us. We're going to answer. And so don't you think if this was actually true that Lee Priest wouldn't be saying, ask my daughter, ask my wife, they will validate what I'm saying? If he was actually trying to cover this up, trying to have nobody know about it, he wouldn't be making these videos. He wouldn't be writing John and saying what he's saying.
So I find out, of course, it originates on TikTok.
And so the rumor started on TikTok, of all places. Shocker. The place where they canceled Coach Greg. Why? For defending a man who approached a girl to say hi, flirt with her at a gas station. Oh, nice shoes. Can I have your number? Oh my goodness, you're a creep. Get out of here. She then goes to social media to make fun of this man. I defend him and I get canceled. They mass report all the videos. Coach Greg said this, Coach Greg did that, trying to make it look like you're a bad person. And for what? For defending someone. And so people are trying to cancel Lee Priest for defending the cat, the innocent cat who was abused. And so just because you're a fan of this AIOLI guy doesn't mean you can attack Lee Priest. And so the next time that you read a comment, think about it. Just because you're reading it doesn't mean it's true. Just because somebody says something about someone, something about their past, something that they did, something that they heard, doesn't mean it's true. That's why they're called rumors. Cyberbullying, it's a real thing. You don't start inventing things about someone just because you don't like someone else. If somebody doesn't tell you what you want to hear, doesn't mean you cancel that person. Remember, we learn more from debate than we ever will from hate. And so allow people to speak their mind. Don't resort to accusing people of things they've never done just because you don't like the fact that that person perhaps is right about something. And so, yeah, I'm sure it sucks that your favorite fitness influencer from Mexico, your favorite guy in the world, that he did this horrible thing. But remember, it's not Lee Priest's fault. He chose to do that. It's up to him to make amends or to deal with that, perhaps get counseling. I don't know. But you can't cancel people for saying what's actually true. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Watch one of those 2 bloops. And of course, the cookbooks, the Circle Diet book, the training books, supplements, the Harder Than Last Time clothing line, all of it on my website. And if you had got no money, fine, no problem. Free diet and training program, almost 50 pages in length. It is detailed. You want the free training and diet program. Also become one of the 300,000 plus newsletter subscribers. And until next time, I am out.